By Davis Law Firm.
8 people who tested positive for COVID-19 in Tarrant County told contact tracers they recently attended the Dallas Cowboys home game. This report comes at a time when owner Jerry Jones wants to increase attendance. The last home game, the Cowboys had 30,000 fans because Jones believes the size and openness of AT&T Stadium reduces the danger. But now the NFL is intensifying their COVID-19 protocols, including virtual team meetings, the wearing of masks by all personnel while in the facilities and even at practice, grab-and-go team meals, and limit time in locker rooms to just 15 minutes. So how will that impact practicing?
It impacts a lot. It's definitely been a different year already, and we've had to adjust, and it sounds like we're going to have to keep having to adjust, but putting a little bit more on the players to study more, because in the meeting it may not be getting the exact information because of, you're so far in the back of the room you can't see the screen, you know what I'm saying? So it's just really more so on the players now that we're going to have to really do our studying, do our homework, use what the coaches give us, and then go out there and play.
As for Zeke, he went through resistance training and extra stretching yesterday as he works through a hamstring issue. At 2-7, the Houston Texans are tied for the third worst record in the AFC. The Jets are 0-9, the Jaguars 1-8. Then you have the Texans and Chargers, and you can tell that's wearing on defensive end J.J. Watt. He's been a bit more testy with the media, and it's because he absolutely hates losing no matter what milestones he hits.
Not good enough for 2-7. I could have 100 sacks. If we're 2-7, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I need to play better. I need more tackles for loss. I need more sacks. I need more quarterback hits. Right now, I need to help us stop the run even better. So I'm not playing well enough. Our team's not playing well enough, and that's why we're 2-7.
Texans president Jamie Roots told season tickets holders yesterday on a Zoom meeting that Jack Easterby will not be the team's next general manager. And with their 2 selections in the draft last night, the Spurs selected 2 guards, adding more players to an already crowded backcourt. In the first round, they selected shooting guard Devin Vassell out of Florida State. Then in round 2, with the 41st selection, the Spurs drafted point guard Trey Jones from Duke. 2 ACC guys and 2 guards who think defense first. And both guys are thrilled to join the Silver and Black.
I think it's an amazing opportunity. I think it's a blessing. I think it's a great fit for me with a great coach, great team, and I'm just ready and eager to get going.
This year they missed the playoffs, and it was one of the first years in a while, and so I want to be able to just help in all ways possible to get back to the playoffs and get back to winning. And I know everyone down there is that's their main focus as well, and so to be able to just group up with all those guys, be able to learn from the veterans that those guys have, and also be able to, get after with the young guys. I know there's a great young group down there as well. So to be able to get after with those guys and push each other every single day and get better and just get after winning like we want to do.
Devin and Trey should be coming to town soon. We won't get to meet them, though, face-to-face. I'm sure it'll be all through Zoom.
But, yeah, they're ready to get after. They don't have a whole lot of time to get after.
I know, right? The season's going to start before you know it.
It's going to be quick. All right, Larry, thanks.
Mike and Fiona headed back to Market Square.
And they're making some tasty
That's
desserts.
right. We are doing what we do best. Nom, 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 nom.
There's a piece missing right there for some reason.
And it's on whose plate?
Look where
That's
it is.
right. This is a way to sweeten your holiday dinner table. Yes, Tootie Pie and Cake Plate is here with some yummy, yummy goodness.
Creamy, smooth. Oh, goodness gracious, that is good. Oh, I'm sorry you don't have a piece.
It's okay. I'll get one later. Enjoy, by all means.
Kids love to get active, love to get rambunctious, and you really can't go to amusement parks. How about if it comes to you?
Yes.
It's called Games to You.
And you know what? I don't think it's just the kids that want to get rambunctious. I think the adults do too, and you can, because they are going to bring these absolutely awesome, inflatable,
The great
amusement park type games to you.
Yeah, the ones you have at the big festivals and parties and all that stuff too. All right, it is Christmas movie time, Hallmark movies and all that stuff, and a local gal is in one.
Yes, we are going to chat with San Antonio actress Paulina Chavez about the Christmas movie she stars in with Mario Lopez.
All right, Christmas, there's nothing like it without the incarnate word lights out there at Broadway and Hildebrand, and of course Light the Way. Well, it's a little bit different this year. We are going to explain it all to you.
And we want to know, you got Thanksgiving dinner, but what about the dessert for Thanksgiving? What is your favorite Thanksgiving dessert? Is it fabulous pie.
So good.
What kind of pie is it? I felt like just saying that because I know your mouth is full. But let us know at SA Live KSAT on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll air those in the show in just a few minutes.
You don't have to do the cooking. You just order. We'll tell you all about it.
Never miss a story. Watch live or when you want. San Antonio's latest news and weather. Streaming free on KSAT TV.
We want to make sure you're prepared for this flu season, and that's why we've teamed up with KSAT community partners for a series of flu shot drives.
Now, we've already done several of these, but if you missed them, you have one more chance. It's this Saturday. Happens from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. at the Texas A&M University San Antonio. Remember, you do have to register in order to get that flu shot.
Individual registrations must be submitted for each person who's going to get a flu shot, and that includes everyone 6 months old and up.
And most major insurance plans will be accepted. If you don't have insurance, you can still get a shot for free. If you want some more information, all you have to do is go to ksatcommunity.com.
And we're already up to 77, on our way to 79 this afternoon, 80 tomorrow. We'll start off with some fog clouds, maybe even a little bit of drizzle again. That'll be the case through Sunday. Slight chance for shower when a front comes through Sunday night. Another slight chance for shower on Tuesday. Otherwise, temperatures stay fairly comfortable, guys.
All right, we are waiting on Governor Abbott to provide an update for us after being briefed in Lubbock.
Yeah, he's going to talk about the distribution of a antibody therapeutic. But until he gets ready to go, we'll have some folks downtown.
SA Live.
SA Live.
Right now.
Folks.
And today on SA Live, all of the Thanksgiving desserts you can think of. Tootie Pie and Cake Plate here to solve all those holiday baking problems.
And amusement park fun brought right to you. We try axe throwing, basketball, and more, all from games to you.
And we chat with a San Antonio actress about her experience navigating the Hollywood scene, and we get a sneak peek of her new Christmas movie with Mario Lopez.
Celebrate San Antonio. Coming to you live from historic Market Square. This is SA Live.
Oh, goodness gracious, look at all those yummy desserts. I'm gaining weight just looking at that. 1 week from today is Thanksgiving. Of course, the official countdown has begun. Are you getting your shopping list all in your head? And it may have to include all of those goodies, but we're going to tell you how you can enjoy those and don't even have to worry about baking at all. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mike Osterhage.
And I'm Fiona Gorostiza. Well, this has been our week back here at Market Square, and it really does feel like we're home for the holidays.
It does. And a lot of folks are going to be coming home for the holidays. And of course, like I said, you're probably already working on the menu and everything like that. But have you actually decided what you're going to have for dessert? Because that can become kind of controversial sometimes. So the question is,
what is your favorite Thanksgiving dessert? Is it pie? Is it cake? Is it
maybe a little bit of is it pumpkin pie? Is it pecan pie?
Yeah.
We want you to go online. Let us know if you have maybe a picture of one of your favorite desserts, something like that.
Yeah, send that too. Make our mouths water.
If you have your favorite dessert, send that to us too. We'll be happy to sample for you and tell you what you should eat. We'll give you the leftovers, something like that. So again,
let us
go to
know on
SALive.com.
Facebook and Twitter.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of desserts, look at these yummy pies. I'm really happy about this thing. We're going to tell you more about that. That's a little sampler platter here, but some of the best pies that you can get are right in front of us right now. Everything pumpkin, that's what we're talking about.
And joining us today is Scott Calvert, owner of Tootie Pie and Cake Plate. You're going to be showing us all things pumpkin, and of course, pumpkin is so great this time of year, right?
Absolutely.
What's your favorite dessert?
Whiskey. I did actually have an amazing bread pudding last week that was, of course, had whiskey sauce on it, but it was great.
He loves that. He does.
I'll tell you where to go for
all
that
right,
later.
what are we making today?
So today we have some of the desserts that we sell through TootiePieCo.com. We have a collection over there that has 4 of our small 4-inch pies. It's got an apple crumb, a pecan, a pumpkin, and a chocolate cherry cordial.
Chocolate cherry cordial?
We've got it, yeah, love that one. Dark cherries in there, a little chocolate crumb on it. We've got a traditional pumpkin pie, We've also got we've partnered with a local company out of Austin, Cuvée Coffee, that makes amazing coffee products, and we put it into our pumpkin latte cake.
Ooh,
a little
wow.
caramel in the middle.
And of course, the classic pumpkin pie.
Absolutely.
But we're not making exactly this pie today,
No.
right? Something a little bit special, and
We're
it
gonna change
includes
it.
what?
It includes the Barton Creek Crossing pumpkin butter. So a new company for us. And so we cook the pumpkin butter.
Oh, you got to taste it. Yes, yes. I was just wondering that.
There
I
you
wanted to know
go.
what it tasted like. I mean, it has a handle.
It does.
Well,
What do you think?
is it so good? It
Oh, it's
sounds
okay.
like it
I
would
mean,
be so good.
a warm biscuit and this drizzled
Yes.
on top.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
100%. So everybody knows, to put it on a biscuit or toast or anything like that. So I thought I'd show you some other uses for it. So we'll make it kind of a non-traditional pumpkin pie out of the pumpkin butter today.
So then what is the difference with this and regular just pumpkin puree to put in there?
So this is actually cooked. So it has a caramelized flavor to it. It's got sugar already in it.
Oh,
It's got
look
all
at
the
that.
spices in there. So we don't have to add any of those things to this pie. So we'll just start with the butter. We'll add eggs to it, a little bit of evaporated milk, just like you would do with the traditional pumpkin pie. And then to kind of mix it up a little bit, and since I like to use local distilleries, we're going to put some of the Desert Door aged Sotol into it, just for a nice little flavor.
And again, this exact recipe is not one that you make, but you can get this and then do that at home. Just
Exactly.
a little extra twist to it,
Exactly.
right?
I've had some people that tell me they make cinnamon rolls with it. Well, they'll make their cinnamon roll dough, spread this in there, a little more cinnamon, roll it up. It sounds amazing. So there's a lot of people doing a lot of different things with the butters. So it's just showing off a different way that we can do it. And we do actually have the pumpkin butter and the apple cinnamon butter we sell on the shelves in HEB. It's there every day.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Speaking of shelves, you have a new store that's going to be opening up.
Yes, absolutely, in Bernie. We should be, it looks like we'll have it finished the first week of December, open by the second week of December, which we're super excited about.
And you'll have all the pies there, everything,
We'll have them
and frozen, so you just pick them up, stick them in the freezer, and then get ready.
Yep, people can walk in there, get what they want, get it from before Christmas, and not have to worry about it. That's perfect.
All
That's
right.
perfectly measured.
I just eyeballed it, and then just a little of this, right?
Yep.
This stuff has a kick. Ooh.
Yeah,
Is that
absolutely.
it? A little more? Or that good?
Sure, you can get a little more. I'm always up for a little more.
Okay, all right, there we go.
Keep any open flames away from her pies.
I know, I was gonna say.
With ordering for Thanksgiving,
Yes.
week from today, how far in advance can you still order?
We're getting close. You can order right now. You can order all through the weekend. We'll ship out Monday, and we'll do some overnights or one-day shipping on Tuesday, and then that's it. Other than that, you'd have to come into the store in Dripping Springs to get it, or pick it up in Bernie. So yeah, pour that right in there. And then the other kind of twist on this, oh, it's beautiful. The other twist on it is that we have some streusel that we can put on top. So most
Sprinkle that.
custard pies don't typically have a streusel. I thought it'd be a nice addition to this. Yeah, there we go. Just sprinkle it on top. It'll crisp up some when you put it in the oven and get a little toasty, and just give another little added dimension to the cake.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
look at
usually
that.
we'll have a pecan pie and pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving. Take a little slice of each one of them. The whole little sampler thing going on here.
Yep.
This is the absolute, and you can order this too, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, put 4 little pieces on here and just go to town sampling these babies. Oh, and those dark cherries. Oh, good
Isn't
stuff.
that great? I love that chocolate cherry cordial. And it's just fun. It's a fun way for everybody to try a little something. Try it, get a couple things. We have a boozy collection. We have a few other ones that we do as collections that just have different pies in it, and it's just a nice way for everyone to try it.
I love
About
it.
how many different pies and desserts do you have?
Altogether, we probably have about 135, 140 different SKUs that we keep in stock all the time. So, and we're always adding more. We're always partnering with local people to ship their products also.
I don't know which one I like best. And that pecan pie, that's a doozy.
All right, so if people want to order, they just need to get right on it, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, and they've also started teaming up with some other companies, and coming up a little bit later on, we're going to show you some of the other really, really great stuff that you can get from 2D Pie and Cake Plate.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Holiday season. You know how I love my Hallmark Christmas movies. Oh, I could watch them 24. Oh, I almost do watch them 24. I do have to work though. Yeah.
Now, one of those movies coming out this weekend is Feliz Navidad, starring Paulina Chavez, the up-and-coming star from the Alamo City. And here are some fun facts, okay? She attended Sky Harbor Elementary, same school as our Jen Tobias Strusky attended.
Yes, and Chavez credits her theater teacher, Mr. Dickerson, at the elementary for helping launch her career. Our Jen Tobias Strusky caught up with they're alums of the same school caught up and talking about this Christmas movie, which is also starred Mario Lopez. Take a look.
Super excited today to be chatting with Paulina Chavez, one of San Antonio's own. Okay, so you have been very, very busy on Netflix with the expanding universe of Ashley Garcia, and with the holidays coming up, we are all in need of some very much feel-good shows, and you have a Lifetime movie. I'm super excited because I'm a big Lifetime fan. Coming up. So let's talk first about this holiday episode that you have.
Ashley Garcia, Genius in Love has one more episode coming out December 9th on Netflix, and it is a Christmas episode. It was actually the very last episode that we shot for the season. And I mean, it's fun, and I love our set designers. We literally weren't going to have a live studio audience that week because it's also crazy and the scenes were really long and there was a lot of changing back and forth from set designs. But we really wanted it because it was going to be our last episode, and so we got it, and we got to hang out with the audience, sing a little.
Nice. Okay, so then we'll have that to look forward to.
Sure. Yeah.
Mario Lopez is a big influence on you. I know you give him credit for believing in you.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Mario Lopez is a sweetheart. I always say that because he really is. And he's just so much fun to be around, especially shooting Feliz Navidad with him.
Navidad! I love that play on words. It's so cute. I'm excited. I know my ghost Age loves all these movies too, so we're both excited. Let's hear about what you can share without giving it all away.
Oh, for sure. So the movie follows Mr. Morales, played by Mario Lopez, and he is a high school principal and a single dad who lost his wife a few years back, and it's hard for him to get into the holiday spirit. But his daughter Noelle, played by me, and his sister Marisa, played by Mari Carmen Lopez, who's also from San Antonio. We love her. We try to get him back into the holiday spirit and hopefully find love again. And so.
Ooh, okay, I already got goosebumps. I'm telling you, those movies get me every time. I love it.
Them, yeah. But it's also a way to just kind of distract yourself from everything that's been going on. And not only that, but it's a Christmas movie that's with a Latino family, and it kind of shows their culture, our culture and traditions. And there's a scene where we're making tamales, which is really fun. And it's cool because you don't really see that. I've never seen personally, I don't know if you have, but I've never seen a Christmas movie that has a Latino family and shares their traditions. So it's really
It is rare, definitely, on Lifetime or Hallmark. Yes.
So it's fun, and I'm excited to see how everybody reacts to it, and hopefully, there's families out there. It's like, oh my God, that's like our family. We do that every year. So
Yes, and then to be able to see you and Mary Carmen from San Antonio representing, it's going to feel even closer. We will keep following you and keep up with you. I see, there's no limit for you. You're just going to keep going. Thank you. Yes, we'll be tuning in to your awesome movie. Those are my favorite. That's one of my favorite things about the holidays. So thank you. Thank you for that. That is a gift to us.
To a Christmas movie on TV.
You have to get a role on one. This is a nice small role. Just
Paulina also hinted that she's working on a few songs as well as her acting career, so we'll be sure to keep up with the young actress already making a name for herself and with that $1 million smile.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Well, for more information, of course, on Paulina Chavez and her new movie, head to our website, salive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab.
All right. More Thanksgiving desserts are on the way. The question, which ones have booze in them? They are the games you play at all the carnivals and amusement parks, and they can come right to your front lawn.
It is absolutely so much fun. We're going to tell you all about how you can get games to you, right to you. Well, this is a way to have all sorts of family fun while social distancing. I mean, this is games to you.
Yeah. It's like everything at the carnival or the amusement park, but in your own front lawn. And the man, Mike Moody, games to you. This is having the carnival in your front lawn, right?
We bring everything to you, Mike. I tell you, we have a warehouse full of fun and frivolous, just anything you want. Rock walls, inflatables, gaming theaters, but it's a fun, safe way to do it, even while socially distancing.
What kind of games?
Well, we can any imaginable sports games you can imagine. Laser tag, video game theaters, human hamster ball racetracks. You see a couple of inflatables behind us. This is just one of dozens of inflatables. We have a 150-foot obstacle course that you can have, an obstacle course challenge in it. So really, small, medium, large, we will recreate whatever we want right to you.
So if I want to have this in my front lawn, how far in advance do I have to order?
Well, we always, that special occasion's coming up and the birthday party's coming up, so don't be surprised 2 days out. We like to get on the calendar early on, but we have people call us the day before going, do you have a 5 o'clock tomorrow? And it's like most of the time we can accommodate. But please call us ahead of time and we'll get you on our calendar and get you set up.
This sounds like fun. I'm ready to play. Let's play.
Okay, hold on a second. We're in a new era. We're in the new whatever we call it now, right? The new normal. We sanitize everything. Our partners over here at Sanitize Pro San Antonio, we sanitize everything prior to every event, every party. We want to make it safe, and yet we want to make it still fun. So, hey guys, come on out. You're good. They're finishing up. We're going to get into some axe throwing. We call it the Lumberjack Axe Throw.
Yes.
These are not your sharp axe. Anytime, go for it, Mike and Fiona. Okay, Mike's on the board with 1. Mike's on the board with 2. Fiona, she's coming back. We got a bullseye with Mike, and she's making a comeback here. She's sticking them. We're looking good.
Okay.
Oh, we have 2 bullseyes. Come on, Fiona, come back strong. All right.
So for me, go.
Keep on going down. To the next one, little dual basketball toss, knockout. Here's Eliminator.
Oh, Eliminator.
I'm sorry, Eliminate. You have to eliminate your opponent. Get all your balls out of your area and you win. It's pretty simple. Eliminate by getting them all out. Fiona, one more. Come on, you got it. Oh, one more. Mike's trying to go for the kill shot. Mike's trying to go for the kill shot. No, she's back. Green one. No, green one's still in. Come on, come on. And now Fiona's making a comeback. Go, Fiona, you got it, you got it. One more. Oh, yeah. And Mike fouled over the line. I'm a clear winner here. Mike fouled over the line. And one more, Fiona, one more. We're getting close with the Eliminator.
I got it.
Mike's a winner.
Come on now.
Mike won that one. Come on down to basketball. Come on down.
2 for me.
We're going to have to review that. There's going to be a review on that. We think Mike may be fouled. But now dual basketball toss, quite simple, but not as simple as you think. We're 1-1 right now. Mike's 2-1. Fiona's 2-2. We're back tied. Fiona takes the lead, 3-2. Fiona's in the lead at 3-2, 4-2.
Really?
Mike's choking. No, 5-3. Here we go. And it's back to 5-4.
Come on, Fiona. Mike.
Last 10 seconds. And we're tied up. Fiona takes Mike ties it. Fiona, Mike is ahead by 1, 10, 5, 4, and we're tied. Last shot. I think we're going to call Fiona the winner on that one. I think we're calling Fiona the winner on that one.
Okay, you know what? Just that little bit, and this wasn't even all the...
You didn't even do our dual ninja obstacle course, or how about our 30-foot rock wall? You're out of breath already.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We have a lot of food on this show.
The amusement park comes right to your front lawn. Games to you. Oh, and I won, by the way. 2-1.
Yes, tell folks where they can find you.
You can find us at games2.com and 545-GAME, 210-545-GAME gets us. We're there 24 hours a day, answer the phone almost at midnight some nights. So feel free to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all that good stuff as well.
One more, Fiona, ready?
Here we go. The can't stop is addictive.
Yes! Just head to our website,
We have a winner.
SALive.com, and click on the As Seen on SA Live tab.
No, the axes. Watch out, Fiona, the axes.
That was a lot of fun. Pie, cookies, pizza too, everything. Tamales too. Hey, pick it out dessert for Thanksgiving. We share all the desserts and everything else you can get from that man from Tootie Pie and Cake Plate.
And AARP is providing information, advocacy, and resources to help older folks and those caring for them protect themselves from the virus.
Welcome back to SA Live. Well, AARP has been working to promote the health and well-being of older Americans for more than 60 years. And now in the face of the coronavirus pandemic, AARP is providing the information, the advocacy, and resources to help older folks, and especially those caring for them, and especially as we get into the holiday season. Here to tell us more is Ismael Herrera, AARP's San Antonio lead. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right, so a lot of people obviously are going to be getting together. What are some of the safe ways to celebrate with loved ones as we get into the holidays?
First, the CDC just released updated guidelines around holiday celebrations. They include masking, urging people to limit gatherings and to wear face masks in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19. I would definitely recommend folks check out the CDC website. So we know the biggest risks are interacting with people outside your immediate household and also gathering in groups. So traveling, hosting guests indoors, and sharing food, utensils, and plates are all pose a significant risks. We know it's hard and isolation is tough. Using video calls like Zoom can help. You can make it fun and with virtual games like Loteria. If you attend or host a gathering, have it outside. Avoid sharing food, perhaps encourage folks to bring their own food, or get together and have folks bring hot cider or cocoa to enjoy the backyard. Spread out and keep distance. And of course, everything we know still very much is true. Masks are important. Stay 6 feet away from people who you don't live with. Clean and disinfect anything people touch.
Okay, so you had mentioned about virtual. What are some tips I know you said about some games, something like that. What are some other tips that folks can do?
Well, definitely, this is the safest way to be social without being physically close. And with a little work, it can be really meaningful. The first tip I would give is take hosting seriously. Prepare, have topics of conversation in mind, and even interactive games like mentioned earlier. Share a detailed plan, know the exact time, and be ready. When should everyone have their turkey ready? If you have a lot of households, who should speak in what order? Keep in mind that attention spans are shorter online. Stay steady. Try to stay seated in front of your video camera and try to avoid wandering around. Stay engaged with the screen. Stage a run-through, hold a sort of rehearsal, especially if your family is less tech-savvy, so they feel comfortable. And on Thanksgiving, you don't have to worry about problems with cameras and microphones and speakers.
Maybe hopefully you can get like a giant screen TV and put Grandma in the giant screen right there at the table would be a fantastic idea. Well, you can find AARP's coronavirus resources at aarp.org/coronavirus. They also have a website in Spanish at aarp.org/elcoronavirus, or give them a call at 866-227-7443. Ismael, thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Light the Way looks a little different this year. We share all the details you need to know just ahead.
And Tootie Pie is back. Oh, we get a taste of the desserts. Okay, we might share. Maybe we won't.
And good afternoon, I'm David Sears. We're going to interrupt Mike and Fiona and SA Live for just a few minutes. Governor Greg Abbott is giving us a briefing from Lubbock, Texas. He is at the Texas Tech University Health Science Center, and he's talking about an antibody therapeutic developed by Eli Lilly and how he will be going about distributing that throughout the state. So let's listen in.
COVID-19 in the state of Texas. We're engaged in a war against this infectious disease, and the warriors on the front line of fighting that battle are those who are the healthcare providers, and we cannot thank them enough for what they are doing. One reason why we are here today is to provide good news for those frontline healthcare workers, as well as good news for everybody in Lubbock and across the entire state of Texas. The good news is this, and that is the first medical treatment that has been made for COVID-19 has now arrived. It has now arrived in Lubbock. It's also arrived across the state of Texas. It is the Eli Lilly antibody therapeutic treatment. It's like the drug that was taken by the president that helped him recover so quickly from from COVID-19. Its best use is for the early stage of COVID cases and patients who are in the early iterations of COVID-19. And the goal is to give it to them at such an early date that it will keep them out of hospitals. And that will be one of the strategies used to make sure that we are able to reduce hospitalizations, whether it be in Lubbock or any place in the state of Texas. And so that's the goal. The goal is to both heal Texans as well as to ease the burden on hospitals in Lubbock and elsewhere in just the coming weeks. What we have with us here today are a couple of charts that show you exactly what we're talking about when we talk about this Eli Lilly therapeutic drug. This is a closer up model, and it shows you both what it looks like and how it works. On the left-hand side is a bag that contains the antibody therapeutic. In that liquid bag, it takes an hour for that liquid bag to be infused, just like a drip in a patient. You can see the drip stand that looks like any other type of drip that you would see in any type of hospital setting. And all it takes is 1 hour, and then the treatment is complete. And so this is something that is going to be increasing meaningfully both here in Lubbock and around the state. So Lubbock has already received its first allocation of this drug. There will be additional allocations made on a weekly basis that will continue to add to the current allocation. And these weekly supplies will continue, especially when you put into context all of the medical resources that are being harnessed and being brought to the table. Because in addition to this Eli Lilly antibody therapeutic drug, we do anticipate beginning to get the clearance for and then the receipt of the antibody therapeutic drug made by Regeneron, which was the manufacturer of the drug that was taken by the president, that provides the same type of treatment that Eli Lilly drug is providing. And then that will be added to in the coming weeks by even more that will help treat people who have COVID, and more that will prevent people from getting COVID. Because the more good news is that over the course of December, we are anticipating more treatments, but also we are anticipating 2 vaccines to be approved in December. One by Pfizer and the other by Moderna, and there could be more than that. But both Pfizer and Moderna have shown an effective rate of 95%. That's an extremely high effectiveness rate for a vaccine. And we, as in the state of Texas, are already prepared structurally for the quick distribution of those vaccines once they are approved. This is a process that the governors of the United States have worked in collaboration with the White House on to make sure that we were fully prepared to distribute these vaccines across the country and across the state as quickly as possible once they arrive. And again, we are expecting the arrival of those vaccines sometime in December. So in addition to the medicines that we are providing to the Lubbock area, with the help of Chief Kidd, as well as everybody involved in all the different organizations in the state of Texas. The state has provided Lubbock with 327 medical personnel currently working in Lubbock, 950 personnel currently working to support Lubbock and Amarillo, and 1,278 personnel approved to support Lubbock and Amarillo if needed. In addition to that, we have added increased supplies for PPE, including over 1.1 million masks and hundreds of thousands of coveralls and gowns. In addition to that, we have set up auxiliary medical units with bed capacities at Covenant Hospital, at the University Medical Center. And so these auxiliary units may be some of the locations that will be used to deliver these antibody therapeutic drugs. And in addition to all of that, we have set up testing sites, COVID testing sites in Lubbock. There are 3 testing sites open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily to make sure that people are going to be able to gain access to the testing they need to learn whether or not they may or may not have COVID. While we wait for increased volumes of these antibody therapeutic drugs as well as the vaccines, it's important for everybody to remember the habits that got us through the spike of cases of COVID-19 in July. Everyone knows that we have an increase in COVID-19 in Texas right now, but everybody also knows this is not our first response to this challenge. There was an even greater increase in COVID-19 cases, a greater increase in hospitalizations in July. And we learned at that time exactly what needed to be done in order to crush the spread of COVID-19 in Texas. And Texans joined in together to make sure that we did slow the spread. And it's going back to those very same simple habits. You will not get COVID if you do not expose yourself to COVID. You can prevent yourself from being exposed to COVID if you keep your distance from others, if you stay indoors if at all possible, if you wear a mask if you do go out, if you sanitize your hands frequently. And so these very common practices were perfected by Texans that led to the crush of COVID over the course of late August and through the month of September. We've been there before. We can do it again. All we need is for people in the Lubbock area and across the entire state of Texas to return to those safe practices that we learned over the course of the summer. And then just one larger concept, and that is it's so easy to let our guard down, thinking that maybe COVID-19 has passed. And all we need to do is to bring that guard back up. And if we do that, we will get through this episode just as we got through the episode during the months of July and August. So with that being said, I am now going to pass it to Chief Nimkid.
Thank you, Governor. And I also want to thank Chancellor Mitchell and his team, not only here in Lubbock, but for the work that they're doing across the state. I think the Chancellor might mention that in his remarks here in a minute, but a wide impact from our higher education systems that are out there. The healthcare workers that have been in this fight for months, I thank you. I want you to keep your faith, keep your strength, and keep working. We're not out of this yet, but y'all are doing some amazing work out there. I want to thank all of our first responders, Governor. We've changed the way that we do business on the streets in the state of Texas and across the nation, because first responders have to presume every person they come in contact with is COVID positive until proven otherwise. I'm very excited about the announcements today. I'm very excited about the advancements in healthcare. The drugs that are coming out, they will make a difference, but they still are not an excuse not to follow the recommendations of our public health partners. Just because you have a seatbelt in your car does not mean you should speed and drive reckless. Just because we are going to see these pharmaceuticals and therapeutics come out that are going to make it better does not mean we should be reckless in our behavior. And finally, we will continue to support our local partners with personal protective equipment, with testing supplies. There are I just looked, there are 42 locations within a 15-mile radius of where I'm sitting right now that you can go get a COVID-19 test. There's over 2,200 across the state of Texas right now that are ready to go test if you think you're positive. So please do that. And then finally, as we start seeing our universities break and kids go back home to their families, be careful. Be careful in what you do. Don't be a turkey. It's time to follow the rules still, even though you're leaving campus. And with that, Governor, I think we'll turn to Dr. Hellerstedt. Doctor?
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Governor. I'm John Hellerstedt. I'm the Commissioner for the Texas Department of State Health Services, and I do want to thank the elected leaders and the leadership of the healthcare community here in the Lubbock area for sitting down with us. It was an extremely useful and I think productive conversation that we had, especially about ways to optimize and maximize the use of this new infused antibody, anti-COVID antibody therapy. I would want to remind people it's very, very promising, but it's not magical. It still has to be given to the right group of people at the right time, and over time it will decrease the number of people who need to be in the hospital. That's really very important, and we want to target the administration of that to areas like Lubbock and other parts of the state that are experiencing a really scary surge in the amount of hospitalized patients that they have. But again, the conversation that we have about the very innovative ways that the hospitals in Lubbock area and the healthcare leaders in the Lubbock area are going to be innovative and get it to as many people as qualify as possible is really great. Others have said it before. I'll say it again. As a pediatrician and as the chief health officer, public health officer for the state, I have 3 priorities when it comes to COVID-19. It's prevention, prevention, prevention. Now, these new drugs are, if you will, sort of a form of secondary prevention. They're a way of trying to prevent people from ending up in the hospital. But by far the most important thing are the primary ways to prevent it, which we've outlined here. So if you're physically separated from someone, you're just out of range of COVID, you're going to help to protect yourself from getting it. But the masks that we wear is another way of shortening, if you will, limiting the range of the secretions that we all transmit when we speak and talk. And we know that lots of people who don't have any symptoms of COVID are responsible for the spread. And so wearing the mask when you're around folks that are not part of your own household is the most important thing that we can do. And I really want to urge people to do that. The hand washing, the personal hygiene, the disinfecting, that's all important too. But number one is mask. And if the viewers at home could look around this room, they would see, except for the people who are speaking in the microphone, everybody's got a mask on that, and that is excellent behavior. That really helps. So we have some very promising things in the future. We've got this monoclonal antibody. We have vaccines coming on the way, but this is a marathon, and we're not at the finish line yet. And until we get to that point where we have really effective vaccines that are widely available, really effective therapeutics that are widely available, we're going to need to stick to those basics of prevention that I just outlined. So thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Governor, and Chancellor Mitchell. Thank you again for your hospitality. Chancellor Milliken sends his regards. So, I want to just build on some of the commentary that we've heard here, and that is, despite the fact that we are making great progress in the treatment of this disease, we are continuing to see a surge on hospital beds, and the innovation and the dedication of the personnel that are treating these people is the testimony to our success so far. But if we look at where we've come, I know it's kind of like building a plane in the air. We know some things that work, some things that don't work. But we've discovered that, Decadron is a great drug to use when we're getting towards the more serious parts of this disease. We know that remdesivir, which came along also during some of this surge and some of this activity, is a useful drug when you're a little more sick. Now we have something in the Eli Lilly monoclonal antibody and the Regeneron product that will probably come out in the near future that can actually get ahead even further before people are actually needing oxygen or something like that. That's the exciting thing that's happening right now. It's truly a groundbreaking accomplishment that we've been able to, generate these types of antibodies to serve as kind of a bridge for people so that they have something before the vaccine is available. And then, of course, all the excitement around the vaccine is out there also. But here and now, what we're dealing with is a contagion that has obviously some extraordinary impact on people. The vast majority of us are still susceptible to this disease, despite the amount of infection that we've had, the number of people that have been treated. Think about the number of people that are asymptomatic, that have never even been tested and required any treatment. But the vast majority of the population of the state of Texas is still susceptible. And so I'll end on the same note that you've heard everybody else end on. Our vaccine, in the meantime, is this mask. And the more we wear this mask, the more we protect ourselves and the more we protect others. And I look forward to the day that we don't have to be wearing these masks. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel on that. I'm excited about that. But in the meantime, John Zerwas is going to be wearing this mask. So thank you. Thank you, Governor.
Sure. Thank you, Doctor. Chancellor.
Thank you, Governor. Listening to what Dr. Zerwas just said, I'm reminded, I'll paraphrase Winston Churchill when he said, this is not the beginning of the end, but it is the end of the beginning. And there is light at the end of the tunnel. And this new monoclonal antibody is very promising for people that are in particular risk groups. And I think that if you look at what we're trying to do collectively, our top priority is to take care of each other. That's to take care of folks that could get sick from this. That's to do everything we can to mitigate the spread of the virus. And that's to take care of the healthcare personnel that at this point in time are just exhausted. Everybody, we're all sick and tired of putting on masks and the like. And there is help on the way. There is help coming. This is a tremendous shot in the arm from the governor's office with this help. Governor, we're very appreciative of everything y'all have done. And Chief Kidd, everything you guys have done to help this along has been remarkably effective. Not just this, but everything up until now. And so if you look at the Texas Tech University system, because we do have two health-related universities within our system, we have great relationships with our hospital partners around West Texas. And so from the Panhandle down to the Permian Basin, from Abilene out to El Paso, we're here to help. And we've got people that are working 24/7 for this, and this is a tremendous new chapter in being able to bend that curve so that eventually we can be out of the masks. But again, I'll finish with what everybody else said. Until then, the best treatment is prevention. So, Governor, thank you again for coming out and making the trip to do this.
Sure. Thank you. Very quickly, next steps are these, and that is what we talked about in a private meeting before coming out are the strategies that all of the local hospitals in the Lubbock region will be using to most quickly deploy and administer this new antibody therapy. The first step is to identify those who would be most likely to qualify for this. If you don't have COVID, you wouldn't qualify. If you're late stage in having COVID, you wouldn't qualify. There are certain metrics that were provided by the United States Department of Health and Human Services that these doctors have, the Chancellor has, as well as the other doctors behind me have, that one thing I want them to do is to provide to local TV stations what the qualifying factors are. Typically, it's those who are 65 and older with some other healthcare-based issue and early stage COVID. And then we are also reaching out to nursing homes. A lot of the people in nursing homes would automatically qualify for this to make sure that anybody in a nursing home who gets COVID and is in the early stage of it, they will have access to this therapeutic drug. And then the logistics of it, and that is a lot of these hospitals, they will either be able to administer it internally at the hospital, or they have ancillary facilities outside their hospital but adjacent to it that they will be able to administer it, or through a mobile ambulance unit, or in a nursing home setting. And so they are working on finalizing all these strategies. But I know that they will be reaching out to the public, because we need the public to understand that you may qualify for this therapy that can both help your health but also help reduce the possibility of you needing to go to the hospital. And so I believe that local officials will be working to assemble a way to establish a portal or some other strategy to receive information about possible candidates in this region for this medication, so that we can begin to administer it as quickly as possible, so that we can begin that process of reducing hospitalizations in the Lubbock area as well as across the state of Texas. We'll be happy to take a few questions. We'll start left and go right. Yes, then come to you next.
Once again, you've been watching Governor Greg Abbott give us a briefing on the antibody therapeutic, the one that was developed by Eli Lilly. It is now here in the state of Texas and being used. This particular therapeutic is one that is used for treatment of those who have come down with COVID-19 but are in the very early stages. If you don't have COVID, the governor said it's not going to do you any good, and if you're in the late stages of COVID-19, it's not going to do you any good. So it's a therapeutic for the early stages of COVID-19. It's already being administered to patients there in the Lubbock, where they have seen a spike in COVID-19 in the disease and in hospitalizations. He also told us that they are getting ready to bring in another therapeutic into the state of Texas. You may remember that the president was administered a particular therapeutic when he came down with COVID-19. Well, that therapeutic is also on the way to the state of Texas. The governor said that those allocations of the first therapeutic, the one developed by Eli Lilly, will be made weekly. He gave us an update on vaccines. Different than the therapeutics, he said that Moderna and Pfizer vaccines, when they are approved by the FDA, that the structure here for distribution in the state of Texas is ready to go. So whenever those are approved, we will be ready to distribute those around the state of Texas. Once again, he did say that COVID-19 cases are on the rise here in Texas, and with the Thanksgiving holidays, he said he wants you to be aware. He said we have been there before, and we can do it again. Keep wearing your mask, keep your distance, and wash your hands. So some good news when it comes to antibody therapeutics from Governor Greg Abbott. We'll have a wrap-up of all this news on our website, ksat.com, and as well as on KSAT 12 News at 5 and again at 6. Right now, we're going to get you back to SA Live.
Well, of course, with the governor talking and all the officials about the COVID update, we were going to be talking more about what Tutti Pie has to offer. But don't worry, we are going to be showing this tomorrow. And there's lots. I mean, we've got everything from tamales.
We got covered up, and we did kind of cover everything up.
Because of the flies around here, but pizzas and stuff like that. And of course, don't forget, if you want to order their delicious, yummy pies. I wonder what happened to that
and
piece.
look at those cookies.
They've been partnering with some other local companies to get all these good things. And also you can get that pie recipe that we made earlier that features pumpkin butter in there. Really, really nice little little recipe. Also, we're going to be showing you and talking about the
Light the Way.
The Light the Way. A little bit different this year over there at University
Word.
in the Incarnate Word. Exactly.
Okay, yes, all right.
It's been an interesting day today.
And I believe Whataburger?
Yes.
That they have zoo lights.
Zoo lights. We're going to take a look at that right now.
Tony Parker has added an FAO Schwartz. Oh my gosh, look at that. FAO Schwartz animals from Tony Parker. So that collection is at the Whataburger Zoo Lights. How cool over there at the San Antonio Zoo.
You know, there are so many lights, and just going through the neighborhood, I've already seen a lot of lights in my neighborhood as well. So make sure you just go out there, and a great way to spend time with the family. You can pile in the car if you want to head out there to the zoo lights or something like that. So.
And it'll be a nice weekend for it too. What, temperatures around 80?
We're
Still
gonna be,
warm.
We're going to be showing lots of free light displays coming up in our Christmas show on the 18th, just to kind of jump ahead just a little bit. Haven't forgotten about Thanksgiving though, so thanks for sticking with us.
Yes, and we will see you tomorrow here at 1.
Yep.